trying to redefine life. I can see the signs, world is going to see me shine. Fighting for my soul's sake, whipping fast, no brakes. Nothing's ever been a waste, now that I've been wide awake. Luke's trying to pull me back in. I was stuck for a minute and forgot the passion. Since the lights turned on, it's been camera action. And you start to see it all like a chain reaction. Watch it happen, yeah. Swear that I'ma find my way. Past been gone, I'ma watch it all fade. Whoa, guess I'm going MIA from everybody's problems. Oh, guess I'm locked in, guess I'm locked in. I got this, and it's on my soul. Guess I'm locked in, guess I'm locked in. I got this, and that's on my soul. Time's moving, I've been losing track of where I've been. Had to quiet all the voices living in my head. I see the riches of the world, I'm not impressed. Know that I'm far from perfect, but trying my best. Looking up to the sky, feeling grateful. Boy, I had to walk away from the fake road. Can't believe I'm still here on my way to find out the truth. Swear that I'ma find my way. Past been gone, I'ma watch it all fade. Whoa, guess I'm going MIA from everybody's problems. Oh, guess I'm locked in, guess I'm locked in. I got this, and it's on my soul. Guess I'm locked in, guess I'm locked in. I got this, and that's on my soul.
All right, everyone. If you hear this, the inaugural live stream of the Armchair Anchorman, thank you for being here. If you're on a replay game, thank you for being here. If you're on a replay game, thank you for your viewership. Yes, welcome here to the Armchair Anchorman. This channel is a rebrand from Welcome to Normieville. I took some time off, and also I got demonetized during the time, so I have to get my watch hours back and things like that. But I mean, it's all good. The content went in a different direction, so there's that. Okay. So today we got to go down the list of things that's going on with Andrew Tate, man. Andrew Tate's in the real pickle right now. And the title of the video, of course, you saw is, Are We Witnessing the Downfall of the Tate Empire? Now, mind you, this is not at all a glaze of Andrew Tate, nor is it a tear down or takedown of Andrew Tate. The only thing that I want to talk about is some of the many things that's going on with him, some of his past legal troubles and issues. And make no mistake, this is what I do believe. If Andrew Tate gets extradited to the UK, that is it for Andrew Tate.
Enemy spotted.
Okay? The government of the United Kingdom has been on his neck for some years now, all right? And I think he's been ducking the United Kingdom for good reason, right? Because he knows they were after him, right? If the United Kingdom successfully makes the case to the United States government to have him extradited to the United Kingdom to face the Crown Prosecution Service, I think that will be the end for one Andrew Tate. And I believe, and again, there are reasons for that, okay? Now, do I think that the UK has it out for Andrew Tate? I do. Two things can be true at the same time. Do I also believe that Andrew Tate might not have done himself any favors with, some of the things he's done maybe in the past? I also believe that as well, okay? So we're going to get into all that, of course. Before I do, if you haven't done so, if you're new to here in the building, or if you haven't done so already, hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And also, if you want to contribute to the channel, because I'm not monetized, I would implore you to hit the Cash App you see on the screen, $sign Mr. Normie, as well as the Ko-Fi link. Also, there's 2 QR codes. If you're watching on your television, there's 2 QR codes you can click on. One of them is for Cash App. One of them is for Ko-Fi. So you can hit either one of those links and you can donate to the stream, okay? So with all that being said, I want to get to the first case, and this has been the most ongoing case that Andrew Tate has had since the beginning of all this. This was in Romania, okay? Let's go here. Wait a minute. That was the wrong button. Hold on a second here. Here we go. Okay. This is from Reuters. This is May 28th of 2026. This is talking about a case that has been ongoing with Andrew Tate for a long time now. Romanian prosecutors add hate speech against women to Andrew Tate investigation. Let's scroll down here and look. They made this big so y'all can see it. In Bucharest, May 28th, Romanian prosecutors said on Thursday they have extended a criminal investigation into the internet personality Andrew Tate by adding charges of instigating hatred and discrimination against women. Tate and his brother Tristan have been under a criminal investigation on charges including human trafficking since December of 2022, but the probes have yet to make it to trial. They have denied all wrongdoing. Now, again, this article was the 28th of May of this year, but as you can see, the criminal charges have been ongoing since December of 2022. That's a very long time, right? He's been fighting this for a very long time in Romania. The other case actually goes back to like 2012, 2015. We're going to get to that here in a second, all right? Prosecutors cite several speeches in 2021 to 2024. They and 4 other suspects of the Tate, empire are under investigation under suspicion of forming an organized criminal group, human trafficking, trafficking of minors, SI, with minas, and money laundering. Now, of course, I'm using coded language for YouTube, so if you're on a replay game, you understand, okay? The anti-organized crime prosecuting unit, DICOT, I guess, has ordered extending investigations under the charge of continued inciting to hatred or discrimination, prosecutors said in a statement. Okay? So that's ongoing. They said he instigated the public to hatred and discrimination against women through several speeches promoted on social media through 2021 to 2024. DICOT in Romania is attempting to charge me with speech violation crimes for jokes I made on my emergency meeting podcast, Tate said on social media platform X. An American citizen being indicted for speech, see you in court. The Tate brothers also have British arrest warrants pending and will be extradited after Romanian trial proceedings finish. The Tates face 10 criminal charges in Britain, including rape, bodily harm, human trafficking, and controlling prostitution for gain, the U.S. Crown Prosecution Service said on Wednesday. Now, this time, Tate only had 10 criminal charges facing in Britain, but of course, he had these other charges in Romania. Okay? Now, there's something else going on with Andrew Tate. I want to show y'all this. This was a lawsuit that he has in California. Okay? Check this out. This is from the New York Times. It says, let me make it bigger for y'all. Y'all can see it. It says, model says she dated Andrew Tate, accuses him of SA in lawsuit. Brianna Stern of Los Angeles accused Andrew Tate of beating and choking her while they were in a relationship, according to a complainant. Mr. Tate, through his lawyers, denies her allegation. Now, this, I believe, what day was this on? This was March 28th of 2025. Let's go down here some more. A Los Angeles woman is suing Andrew Tate, the online influencer known for promoting misogynist views, accusing him of physically and sexually abusing her while they were in a relationship. The civil complaint filed on Thursday in Superior Court, Los Angeles County by Brianna Stern, a model, claimed that Mr. Tate choked, beat, and verbally degraded her while they were in a relationship that began last July, including a hotel stay in California this month. Again, this is in 2025. It's the latest legal accusation against Mr. Tate, who is also being investigated by authorities in Britain and Romania on allegations of human trafficking, yada, yada, yada. All right. Mr. Tate denies Ms. Stern's allegations through his representative. Quote, this is a blatant cash grab, a desperate attempt by a sad individual to exploit Andrew's success and reputation for personal gain, his U.S. legal team said in a statement. Ms. Stern has chosen to air her false claims to the press, revealing her true motives, money, attention, not justice. In the 30-page lawsuit, Ms. Stern accused Andrew Tate of threatening her with violence and psychologically controlling her during their relationship. All right, let's go down here some more. She asked the court for a restraining order, saying Mr. Tate had forced her to install an app on her phone so that he could track her, giving him the passwords to all her social media accounts. Tony Busby, a lawyer for Ms. Stern, said in an email on Friday that his client was courageous for shedding light on the alleged abuse. According to Ms. Stern, according to the lawsuit, Ms. Stern and Mr. Tate met in July of 2024. Okay? So there's that. All right, there's a lot going on here, as you can see. So, all that being said, there's a lot of, again, there's more allegations in here. She went to Romania and they began a relationship. I'll say, let me go back up here. Ms. Stern, a model influencer with her own cryptocurrency coin, was searching for advice, the lawsuit said. And Mr. Tate was looking for models to join him in Romania to help him promote his crypto meme coin. She went to Romania and they began a relationship, discussing plans to live together in the United States, the lawsuit said. At the time, Mr. Tate was loving and kind, the lawsuit said, but he also berated and hit her. To exert his control over her, the lawsuit said he asked Ms. Stern to get a tattoo with the words property of Tate, which the lawsuit said he required of several of his former girlfriends. Ms. Stern said in the suit that Mr. Tate assaulted her during a stay at the Beverly Hills Hotel on March 10th, that Ms. Tate choked and beat Ms. Stern until she nearly lost consciousness despite her pleading for him to stop, according to the court papers. While doing so, Tate told her repeatedly that if she ever crossed him, he was going to delete her. Ms. Stern said she sought medical attention after their hotel and was diagnosed with post-concussion syndrome. She waited to report the assault to the police until after their brothers left the United States of America. They returned to Romania on March 22nd for a hearing there because she was afraid of retaliation. So she didn't file a lawsuit until after the brothers left last year to go back to Romania. Then she filed a lawsuit. Of course, I assume this was strategic because then she could do this without direct response to the Tate brothers because they were in a court hearing when she filed all this. In her lawsuit, Ms. Stern provided screenshots of what she said were text messages that she had exchanged with Mr. Tate. Quote, if you ever betray me, you will regret it. Another text, the lawsuit said, Mr. Tate wrote, what's the point of having you if I don't beat you and impregnate you? Okay, so again, this is the lawsuit that Mr. Tate had against him in California, along with the charges in Romania that's been ongoing since 2022, and this happened in 2025. All right, so let me go back here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the actual video where they got arrested a few days ago, and then we'll see what the lawyer had to say, because the lawyers also gave his statement before the trial, before the proceedings and afterwards. Let's see here if I can find this up. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, let's see here. All right, here we go. Hold on a second. It's loading. There we go. Let me pause this. Bring you back. All right. Okay, this is via Live Now from Fox. This was 2 days ago. Tristan and Andrew were back in the States. They were in Miami. They were accompanied by, I believe, what's that guy's name? The other influencer, Justin Waller, and I think some other people. They were going to a fight, I believe, or some kind of event. And then, well, he gets arrested by the U.S. Marshals. Okay? So, fair use to Live Fox right now. Live Fox now. Let us get to it. Hold on, wait a minute. Fair use banner up. No, not yet. Put my fair use banner up. Hold on a second here. Where is it? There we go. Fair. fair use. All right, let's go.
Coming from TMZ saying breaking, Andrew and Tristan Tate have been arrested in Miami. We also have this post coming from the New York Post. Manosphere influencers Andrew and Tristan Tate arrested by U.S. Marshals in Florida. The Associated Press is reporting influencer brothers Andrew and Tristan Tate were arrested by federal authorities on Saturday in Miami. That's according to the U.S. Marshals Service. The charges against the pair were not immediately announced, but a spokesperson for the Marshals Service is telling the Associated Press that the warrant was sealed. I want to put up some video on your screen right now of the Tate brothers. They were arrested on extradition request from the UK. That's according to a person who is familiar with the matter, who spoke on the condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to publicly discuss this case.
So somebody leaked the fact that this was not a arrest of something they did in the States or whatever, but this was actually extradition, because I assume the federal government didn't want anybody to know this. And I'm sure that was for reason of some kind of collaboration between the United States government and the UK. They didn't want people to know because they knew it was going to be big news, because he has a humongous following. He has a reach that's worldwide. Okay. People don't like that. And so they didn't want to get out that he was actually going to be extradited back to the UK, but now the cat's out of the bag almost immediately, right?
Proponents of hypermasculinity who have millions of followers on social media have been wanted in the United Kingdom, where they face rape and human trafficking charges. The brothers are dual U.S. and British citizens who moved to Romania in 2016. They were arrested there in 2022, accused of participating in schemes to lure women for sexual exploitation. They denied those allegations, and the case did not go forward because legal and procedural irregularities. The former professional kickboxers have amassed a following of fans, particularly young men and boys, by professing a lifestyle of luxury and unapologetic misogyny. The pending charges in the
in my opinion, I should say unapologetically masculine, but of course, because these guys, here's the deal: they say what they want, they do what they want, they're fit, they're in shape, they get a lot of women. They're successful. They have a lot of money. They have the cars, the women, all these kind of things. And to be fair, these are things that most men want. Okay, and they exude a level of masculinity that most guys want in their life. Okay, they've taken care of themselves. They have a big following on social media. All these kind of things, right? These are things that most individuals, men included, and especially young men from like 18, they're probably like, right under 30. They all want this in their life. They all want to be like the top G. You see what I mean? And so because of that, we know what society, for the most part, wants out of, or well, they portray they want out of men, which sometimes leads to total confusion. But this is it. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, keep voting in the poll, all right? Do you think the Tate brothers will survive this? Yes, no, or yes if they can stay out of the UK? Y'all let me know. Continue to vote in the poll if you're in Ninja watching. Again, hit the like button if you're on the replay gang. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, have the notification bell if you're new here. Excuse me, if you're new here. And of course, if you want to donate, hit the Cash App $, Mr. Normie. Let's continue.
They accused the brothers of abusing women between 2012 and 2015 in an area north of London where they grew up. Their lawyers have said that they denied the allegations. We also have this coming in from the Crown Prosecution Service, who has decided to bring additional charges against the brothers, Andrew and Tristan Tate. Following their arrest, prosecutors will seek extradition in relation to the original charges and the further charges they have authorized. So just reading from their website, once again, they're deciding to bring those further charges against the brothers, Andrew and Tristan Tate, in relation to 4 further victims. The CPS deciding to prosecute Andrew Tate, who is 39, with 7 further counts of rape, 3 counts of arranging or facilitating trafficking for sexual exploitation, 3 counts of assault, and bodily harm, and 19 additional charges for offenses relating to indecent images of children and extreme pornography. The CPS deciding to prosecute Tristan Tate, who is 38 years old, with 1 count of sexual assault, 2 counts of rape, and 3 counts of arranging or facilitating trafficking for sexual exploitation. The offending is alleged to have taken place between July of 2010 and August of 2017. So we wanted to be sure to bring you that breaking news, as Andrew and Tristan Tate have been arrested by the U.S. Marshal Service in Miami. That breaking news just coming in moments ago. We are going to slide away right now for a quick 2-minute commercial break.
Okay, so you heard that, you read all that, right? So what we're going to do now, let me go back to the main screen. I want to show y'all, oh gosh darn it, hold on, let me turn that off. Hold on a second here. In camera. Let me take y'all to the Crown Prosecution Service statement, all right? Because they gave a very lengthy statement about what's going on here. Let me see your prosecution service. And let's see here. What's this? I want to show y'all what's going on with this in UK. Okay, yeah, there we go. Let me read to you the prosecution service statement, and then I'll actually get into the charges that they brought in 2025 before all this started, okay? Go here. Now, this is the official statement from the Crown Prosecution Service as of 19 July of 2026, okay? Scroll up so y'all can read this. It says here, the Crown Prosecution Service has decided to bring further charges against brothers Andrew and Tristan Tate in relation to 4 further victims. The CPS has decided to prosecute Andrew Tate, 39, with 7 further counts of R, 3 counts of arranging or facilitating trafficking for SE, and 3 counts of assault occasioning actual bodily harm, and 19 indecent charges for offenses relating to indecent images of, indecent, underage, and extreme porn. The CPS has decided to prosecute Tristan Tate with 1 count of SA, 2 counts of R, and 3 counts of arranging or facilitating trafficking for SE. Wow. The offending is alleged to have taken place between 2010 and August of 2017. The suspects were arrested by the U.S. Marshals in the United States of America on July 8, 2026. Following their arrest in the U.S., prosecutors will be seeking extradition in relation to the original 21 charges and the further charges which we have decided to prosecute. Malcolm McAfee, head of the Special Crime Division at the Crown Prosecution Service, said we have decided to prosecute Andrew and Tristan Tate for further offenses, including R, arranging or facilitating trafficking for SE, and offenses relating to indecent images of, you see it right there. These charging decisions follow a receipt of a further file of evidence from the Bedfordshire Police to bring the total number of alleged victims in this case to 7. The Crown Prosecution Service reminds everyone that criminal proceedings are active and that these defendants have the right to a fair trial. It is extremely important that there be no reporting, commentary, or sharing of information online which could in any way prejudice these proceedings. The CPS has requested the extradition of the Tates from the U.S. They have been arrested and await extradition proceedings to the UK. Again, like I said before, in my opinion, if the UK can prove to the American government that the charges that these guys are facing are legitimate enough and get them extradited back to the UK, they are not coming back. All right? In my opinion, if they can find these guys guilty, if they can get these guys to the UK, it's over, man. I'm sorry. The UK, in my opinion, they're very matriarchal. They have a lot of rules set up. You know, some of you might have heard that they have these anti-misogyny classes going on, and a lot of that is due to the influence of the Tate brothers, right? The people in the UK, they absolutely hate this guy, or at least the government does, and a lot of the women do. They feel these guys is extremely misogynist. He's a predator and he's a criminal. Okay. Now you might be asking, okay, they said that, where was it? They said that they have other victims. Okay. Where did the original ones come from? Check this out. This is from NPR. This was May 28th of 2025. The Tate brothers are facing R and trafficking charges in the UK. Now, this is where the original allegations came from, if you will. London. British prosecutors have confirmed that Andrew and Tristan Tate face 21 criminal charges in total that include R, assault, and human trafficking. The first time British Crown Prosecution Service has revealed the detailed charges that it first authorized last year after the police service in Bedfordshire, north of London, provided it with a file of allegations dating back to a period in 2012 and 2025. Now, mind you, in this article right here, the dates were between 2012 and 2025. Now, where is the number of women? It doesn't involve having criminal case, exploited women. In this article, it says between 2010 and 2017. So whoever they found between 2025 and 2026, they expanded the time frame and added more victims. I mean, sheesh. Okay, so let's go down a little bit more. Andrew Tate, 38, a former kickboxing champion turned self-styled misogynist influencer, is accused of 10 offenses tied to 3 victims. Okay, so in this article, there's 3 victims going from 2012 to 2015. In 2016, they said there's now 7 victims. They said, 4 further victims. So it goes from 3 to 7 from July 10th to August 2017. My goodness gracious. Okay. The 2 British American brothers will face charges once they are extradited back to the UK from Romania, where they currently live, but their extradition is still pending because they're still involved in separate criminal proceedings in Romania. They involve allegations of having formed a criminal gang to exploit women. His younger brother, Tristan, 36, has been charged with 11 offenses that include R trafficking and that are tied to a single alleged victim. Now, again, this is in 2025 when they were allowed to go to Florida via Donald Trump, and although the government, all this kind of stuff, they were allowed to go to Florida, but they weren't extradited then. The UK has been trying to get these guys back to you. The people in the United Kingdom have been trying to get them back to the country since May of last year. And these guys have been hiding out in Romania. They've been dipping in and out of, Asia and other places where they don't have kind of loose extradition laws. They got to go to America for like a week, but they didn't get extradited then. These guys have been on the hot seat for a good damn minute. Again, right here. The charges against the brothers in relation to 4 further victims. The offending is alleged to have taken place between 2010 and August of 2017. This was this year. Last year, it was what? It was between 2012 and 2015, and it was 3 victims. So the victim count went from 3 to 7, and the years went from like 10 to almost 15 years. So they got all kinds of victims in here, okay? So, I mean, this is pretty diabolical. Now, let me go to the lawyer because there's 2 videos I want to show you that Tate's legal team came out with. Let's see here. Let me if I can find it real quick. Because they had their pre-trial yesterday, and I want to show you all that real quick. No, not that one. This one. Okay, hold on a second. I think I found it. Okay, this is like a minute video. Stop. Let me go here. Let me find the other one real quick. Bring y'all back up. Sorry if my internet is going so slow. I have hood internet here. Okay, here we go. Pull both of these up. Wait a minute. Hold on a second, you all. By the way, continue to vote in the poll if you haven't done so already. I only got 20,000 votes. I need 20,000 more, all right? Let's get it. Now, this is Tate's lawyer, Joseph D. McBride, and this was before he goes into court for this initial extradition hearing, right? The preliminaries, if you will. So I'll play this real quick and show you all what actually happened. Let me see if I can. There we go. Now, fair use to the Independent. The title of this video is The Tate Brothers' Lawyer Says They Will Fight Extradition. Here we go, all right? Play this for y'all, then we're going to get to after they come out of the courtroom and show y'all that as well, okay? Again, fair use to the Independent. Let's go.
So the court will set a hearing during which we will argue the merits of our position. We'll be looking at the fourth prong of the test, which is the probable cause prong. We believe that we have strong grounds, and we will make that argument to the court at the appropriate time. I don't see any set of circumstances where the judge will want to do that today. If our clients happen to get released today, then God bless America, but I think that the chances of release today are slim to none. And that does not have anything to do with the merits of the case. That is just what happens typically in these situations. The court needs time to adjust and understand what's going on. We're going to need to examine the paperwork that comes over from the United Kingdom. We'll make our arguments in a few weeks, and then we'll let the chips fall where they may. We think these charges are salacious and defamatory charges. Andrew and Tristan Tate have been accused of the most heinous acts that two men could be accused of for the past several years, but in multiple courts of competent jurisdictions across the world. In the United States, Romania, they have consistently been found innocent.
All right, so you saw that, you heard that, right? That was him before he went to the courtroom in Miami to start the process of this whole extradition hearing. Now we're going to go right here. This is where they come out of the courtroom, and he's going to further speak. It's another 8-9 minute video. This is where he's going to talk about, again, he is accompanied by, I believe, Justin Waller right there. It's right next to him. He's another influencer. And let's listen to what his Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate's lawyer have to say after they came out of the courtroom. Check this out. Oh, by the way, fair use to USA Today says the Tate brothers arrested. Attorney claims Tristan, Andrew Tate are innocent, have never done anything wrong. Excuse me. Before I do, let me put my fair use banner up on the screen. Again, fair use to USA Today. Let's go.
So today went as expected. There was never going to be any fireworks today. Today wasn't about controversy. Today was about just enforcing Mr. Tate's, Andrew and Tristan Tate's rights and objecting to the extradition process. We are, of course, objecting to extradition because Andrew and Tristan are innocent. They've never done nothing wrong. They shouldn't be extradited for crimes they did not commit. They're entitled to have their day of court that we've been litigating the case for 3 years in Palm Beach County in Florida. So we're fighting extradition. We've assembled a team here. These are from the Roy Black's prestigious firm. The Honorable and since passed on Roy Black, he's a legend, and they're here. They have joined our team. We have a competent team. We have a wonderful team. We're looking forward to getting the best possible result under the sun. Proceedings have now started in this courtroom, so I am less liberal with what I'm able to say. But if you have any questions for me, I'll do my best to answer them in a way that's respectful of your time, of our time, and of the court processes.
In the courtroom, they acknowledged that the brothers.
Go ahead.
They acknowledged in court that the brothers reviewed the complaint and you were with them. Could you explain their first reaction to these allegations?
The allegations, their first reaction to the allegations is the first reaction that any innocent man or woman would have. It's garbage. It's a stitch-up job. They're after us to punish us with the process. The process is the punishment. When you drag somebody's name through the media, when you slander them, when you defame them, when you accuse them of heinous and terrible allegations, the process becomes the punishment until you can clear your name.
Now, what he just said is very important. The punishment is the process. This happens to a lot of people. You can say if you're being railroaded by the government or you're being railroaded by like the city, state, what have you. This what happens when they basically try to bleed you dry financially by taking you through a long, lengthy legal process. And eventually you get tired and frustrated of the legal process. They've been going through it with Romania. They've been going through it in other lawsuits in America. Now they're going through it with the UK. I'm sure these guys are probably bald-headed because of losing their hair, because of how much stuff they got to go through. Andrew specifically, he's always head shaved. I'm sure this guy has gray hair all the freaking time from all this legal stuff going on. Again, has he done himself any favors by, this Hustlers University thing he had going on with these, I guess, call girls or whatever, and however he was running that business? Because there's several videos out there. I'm not going to play them on the stream, but there's several videos out there of him doing very questionable things to young ladies out there, okay? There's also questionable things he said about how he recruits these women. That's also out there, okay? So he hasn't done himself any favors by being open about how he runs his business. However, he also has amassed a certain level of influence, a very high level of influence, not only in America, but across the world. He's also biracial. So I believe he's black and I forgot, freaking British or whatever the hell. Anyway, so some people say this could be racial. Some people say it's because, his level of influence. Some people say it's because what he did with his business. Either way, this guy's public enemy number one to a lot of people, mainly liberals, Democrats, people overseas, the UK, and anybody that's, anti-male, masculinity, right? They all hate this guy. So,
hearing their names domestically and abroad for years, this is just the next logical conclusion in that situation. Keir Starmer just retired or is retiring. I'm sure he's mad that Andrew and Tristan Tate had a lot to do with his fall in Great Britain.
Oh, yeah, the government. Keir Starmer, I believe his name is. Yeah, he's getting replaced by another guy. Again, the government of the United Kingdom, they absolutely hate the Tate's guts.
There's a new guy in there right now, but this is the last vestige of attack of a prime minister who didn't do a good job, and he continues to do bad work. And I'll just leave it there. Innocent until proven guilty. We're going to let the court process play out here the way that it should. We're happy to be here.
Mr. McBride, the U.S.-UK treaty allows an exception for extradition. The charges are politically motivated.
Right. Politically motivated? I think any one of these trees or any one of these rocks could answer that question. Yes, it's politically motivated. There's no question about it. These guys went to D.C. to exercise their First Amendment rights. They met with members of Congress as private citizens. They met with friends in Washington, D.C. They walked the grounds of the Capitol, and 3 days later, they're in the jumpsuit. You do the math.
Now, I wonder about that because the Tates, I don't know how long they've been in the United States of America because I don't follow him like that. I still see the clips and stuff like that on social media, but I don't directly follow like any of his channels or his website or things like that. So I don't know how long he's been stateside, but from what his lawyer is saying, that he's been, he's been with certain people in the government. He's been to certain levels of the government over the last few days he's been in the country. And he says they go to meet with Congress and blah, blah. And he said 3 days later, they are in handcuffs. Enemy spotted. I mean, that's kind of weird to me, man. Like, so you mean to tell me, I'm gonna run that back because he said, like you said, do we think it's politically motivated? Check this out.
D.C. They walked the grounds of the Capitol, and 3 days, friends in Washington, D.C. They walked the guys went to D.C. to exercise their First Amendment rights. They met with members of Congress as private citizens. They met with friends in Washington, D.C. They walked the grounds of the Capitol, and 3 days later, they're in the jumpsuit. You do the math.
I mean, that sounds kind of fishy, don't it? You met with the government, people in government, you met with Congress, you were doing tours out there in Washington, D.C., whatever, and 3 days later, the U.S. Marshals are freaking stopping your vehicle and putting you in them stainless steel bracelets. That sounds a bit fishy, right? I'll just leave that right there, but something's going on.
We have many tools. One of the ways that we'll argue, I'm not going to give away our entire arguments here, but we're certainly going to say that there are special circumstances. We're certainly going to use a totality of the circumstances argument, and that will be one of the things that we argue for certain.
Right?
Yes, sir.
If the legal process goes towards extradition, it will be up to the Trump administration and the Secretary of State to decide to sign off on extradition. What do you believe the administration is seeing about this case?
Well, I appreciate your question. I see where you're going with it. you're fast forwarding to the end of the process. What's important to do now is focus on what's here and now, what's before us. We have to go in there. We have a conference coming up in a few days. We're going to set a briefing schedule. We'll make our arguments before the court. We'll see what this judge does. I don't want to make political statements about the administration when right now that's the executive branch and we're here in front of the judicial branch. And I want to be mindful and respectful of the people that we're in front of here.
But do you believe your clients have support from the administration?
I believe that my clients have support from every person who's a reasonably minded person, whether they're in the United States or abroad, elected or not elected. Everybody knows that Andrew and Tristan Tate are innocent.
Can I ask you one question?
Yes.
I was listening to your interview earlier this morning.
It's okay.
It looks like you're positioning the charges within the framework of being politically motivated, but the charges themselves don't seem to have an intersection with politics. Can you flesh out a little bit more why you're positioning it?
Sure, you don't have to have an intersection between politics and criminal charges for there to be a stitch-up job here. The man that I voted for office, who's currently in office, had millions of charges slandered against him all over the place. Some of them he beat, some of them he didn't beat. Most people who understand the process know that that was a load of crap. Most people who see this for what it is know that it is the same exact thing.
Now, of course, they're saying that this is a hit job, not only on the government of the United Kingdom, but some people probably the United States government as well. They're, again, like I said before, again, voting a poll, if you will. Do you think the Tates will survive this? Okay. 60% said yes, 40% said no, and 0% said yes if they can stay out of the UK. My opinion, if they can stay out of the UK, they can beat this. That's the only way. If they get extradited to the United Kingdom, the United Kingdom is going to make damn sure that these guys never see the light of day until they're old men. All right?
Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
Right, there were multiple women who came and they were victims of the Tates. Are you saying that those women are politically motivated?
I'm not going to comment as to the women in any case. What I can say is that we have a defamation lawsuit against a false accuser that we're litigating successfully in Palm Beach County. That case is getting ready to go to trial. What I can say about the allegations in the United Kingdom, not a single solitary person has been identified. These are ghosts and these are phantoms. So we'd like to know who's accused Andrew and Tristan of what. And if we get there, then I can give you a reasonable-minded and intelligent comment about the potential allegations that come from these ladies.
One last point of clarification. In the interview this morning I listened to, you talked about your efforts, kind of forecasting how you plan to fight this if it doesn't go your way. And you said, I will heal all the way to the top of the food chain. Was that a reference to the president, President Donald Trump?
That was a reference to the Supreme Court. This is the judicial process. The top of the food chain is Clarence Thomas and the 8 other justices that abide there.
Mr. McBride, I missed it at the beginning. What was their initial reaction when the brothers were picked up?
Their initial reaction was, "What's going on?" We've been, in the United States, hanging out on multiple trips for a very long time. We haven't been accused of anything of substance here. We're American citizens. We operate freely. We operate as law-abiding people. We went to see our Congress people in D.C., and now we're getting arrested. This feels political.
Yeah, I think it's political too. These guys, and they're probably like WTF, but I mean, again, the Crown Prosecution Service has been trying to get these guys since middle of last year, and they found more victims and more evidence, okay, to put on these guys to get them, or to get the effect that they have right now, essentially, which is that they're going to send them back to the United Kingdom. So, yeah, somebody definitely accelerated the hell out of this.
Of course they didn't like it. No innocent man likes getting taken to jail. It's a horrible situation. But we're going to do everything that we can do with this wonderful team that we've assembled here to get them out.
Counsel, what is their home residence? Is it Miami, a different state? Where do they call home?
Rob, we're trying to figure that out right now. Andrew and Tristan are citizens of the world. I think it's on public record that they've been in between Dubai and Romania for some years. We will sort the rest of that out in due course.
Just for clarity purposes, the judge mentioned that this wasn't a criminal proceeding, but the extradition process hasn't begun. Where are we now, just legally, clarity-wise?
So yeah, this is not a criminal proceeding, and what the judge was talking about is that the Bail Reform Act isn't the operative law here. We're looking at the extradition process. This is the first small step in that process. There's a lawyers-only conference coming up in a few days. Our legal team will talk to the government will talk to our team, we'll converse with the judge, we'll set a briefing schedule for substantive arguments to be made at some point in the future.
You also posted on X about solitary confinement. Can you touch on that?
Yes, solitary confinement is torture. When you look at the international law on it, the Nelson Mandela rules, the Geneva Conventions, solitary confinement is outlawed, prolonged solitary in 16 different states. It is defined as captivity of a human being for 22 hours or more a day in a cell. Prolonged solitary confinement is universally condemned around the world as universal as torture, as a human rights violation. So anytime you keep somebody in solitary confinement, what you're doing is you're keeping them there to break their spirit, to break their soul, and to break the psychology of the mind. It is
I didn't get the question. Are they in solitary confinement, or will they be put in solitary confinement? I mean, or they kind of justify that with safety or something like that? Like, he's explaining the rules of solitary confinement, or the, I guess, the banning of it, but why are they even mention that?
just misuse of the judicial system. And by the way, Andrew and Tristan have not been convicted of any crime. The Fifth Amendment of the United States protects them. It's not the standard of cruel and unusual punishment that the Eighth Amendment gives. It is the Fifth Amendment person. No innocent person can be punished while they're being held for any proceeding. Innocent and proven guilty, solitary confinement is punishment. It should not happen. My understanding is we're working to get them out of there as soon as possible. But if they're left in there for reasons that we won't be able to talk about right now, I'll be sure to let you know in my Twitter post.
So what's going to happen basically is that these guys, if they get released from jail here, they're probably going to stay in the United States of America waiting their extradition trial. And then if they beat it, then they can probably go back to Romania. If they don't beat it, then they got to go back to the UK and face the charges in the UK. And while they're still facing charges in Romania, and they're still facing a lawsuit in America.
Bitch, ain't no way.
Man.
Ain't no fucking way.
Again, the process is the punishment. Like you said, the process is the punishment. They're in jail now in America. They have to wait the extradition trial, which hopefully doesn't get pushed back into months and months. Hopefully they get it sooner than later for their sake. If they beat it, they probably get free pass to go back to Romania where they came from. If they don't beat it, they get found, that they're going to be extradited. They go back to UK to face charges in the UK. They'll get detained up there. And who knows, the process basically resets itself. Plus, they got to face the charges still in Romania. And they still have to face the lawsuits in America that I just showed you, right? I mean, man. 7 victims, 29 charges, or 30-some charges, right? Tristan has, I think, 11 charges by the same women. And then Andrew has a lawsuit in America, and both him and Tristan have charges in Romania. Whew, man, oh man, oh man, man, Jesus. Whew.
Thank you very much, everybody. God bless you all. God bless Andrew and Tristan Tate. Have a fantastic day. We'll see you in a few weeks.
A few weeks. And until when this trial is going to be. All right? Man, this is nasty work, y'all. This is really nasty work. So, I just wanted to do this live stream to bring y'all up to speed on what's going on with the Tate brothers. Of course, as more information comes, I will bring it to y'all, but there was a lot going on here, so I wanted to put it all in one live stream. So thank you all for viewing. And again, if you're on the replay game, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell. And everybody, if you're watching on your way out, please vote in the poll. And until next time, everyone, this is the Armchair Anchorman. I'm just normally here to bring y'all the news in front of a webcam in my computer chair. Let me know what you think about all this down in the comment section. And please, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell out of the door. And I will see you on the next video.